Hello, welcome to the second part of CJ221, Information Literacy, specifically on plagiarism in criminal justice. I'm again your librarian, Jamie Donnelly from Georgian Court University. Our first part of the videos, we actually reviewed some housekeeping background of the library. Hopefully you have watched that YouTube video that I have recommended. We reviewed on why plagiarism, why are we reviewing it, and what's the problem with it. And then also we did a search in the library catalog on a book and how to properly cite it in text and in your works cited page in regards to criminal justice. So for the second part, we're actually going to review on how to locate an article and to properly cite it from the databases. And then also we're going to conclude with searching on a proper academic website and how to properly cite that in your pages and your papers as well. In the conclusion of these videos, which you can watch as much as you need to review everything, there's going to be an assignment. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we've returned to Georgian Court University, and we're going to go back to the library area, which is the heart of the website right here, and also the heart of the campus, we like to say here. And we're going to go to the library databases. Now, before we go on, most of you should have had some sort of instruction or have some experience working with the library databases. Library databases are kind of like a collection, kind of like a search engine collection, I like to say. Let's be basic, on various academic and newsworthy articles, journal articles, conference papers, dissertations, parts of books, book reviews, etc. Okay, so we're going to hover over library, we're going to go to online resources, and we're going to go to databases. Okay, you'll notice our databases are sectioned off by subject and then also alphabetical by title, specifically the general databases. But for this afternoon, for this particular video, we're going to go straight to the social sciences because criminal justice is under that subject area. And we are actually going to go and utilize Proquest criminal justice abstracts. So it's right over here. Okay. So Proquest Criminal Justice, and we're going to select that particular database. So if you're actually watching this at home, you might actually have to log in here. So I would suggest you pause this, and then we will return to the Proquest Criminal Justice. So we're in this particular database, and I'm going to do a paper on gun control and prisons. Okay, I would like to, view a particular article. So we're going to type in on the first part, in quotations, gun control. Does anybody, while we're typing this in, want to guess what another type of term for gun control is? That's pretty common in the news, and then also probably journal articles. So I can tell you gun control is actually the proper term, but gun rights is a very common term. So that might you want to keep in mind when you're doing these types of searches for books, articles, or websites, and you're getting stuck. You might want to switch up or change some of the subject terms. For example, if you're writing a paper on autistic children in junior high, well, there could be other terms for junior high, such as middle school or intermediate. So see if you added or changed those particular terms, your results could be increased. So we have gun control, and then we'll put in quotations, prison. So, Ms. Donnelly, why am I putting this in quotations? What you're doing is you're telling the database you want to make sure that your articles are, have those particular terms together. So, for example, if you just did gun control and not have it in quotations, you would have, in one part of the article gun, and then you might have the term control in another area, and it won't provide you that particular subject that you're looking for. Also, make sure that it's peer reviewed, okay? Don't waste your time trying to decide if it's not or not. Peer-reviewed or scholarly journals, those are kind of intermingled terms. You could also update to say that you want a particular type of article, language, etc. But for right now, we're just doing gun control and prison and peer-reviewed. And we're going to do a search. Okay, so the first one, Gun Control in Alberta, Explaining Public Attitudes Concerning Legislative Changes, was published in 2002. It's not fairly recent, but it's actually quite a good article, and it's a good example for what we're reviewing this morning. So we're going to select the title of that particular article. And we're just going to quickly review this record. I'd like you to just see it real quick. So you have the title right here, you have the author, the title of the journal, and then the publication information such as dates and pagination. Then you have that lovely word I told you before, abstract, which means summary in academic research. So you would read this, take about 2 minutes, read it, process it, and see if you'd be interested in it. And then here's actually the full text of the article. But the actual article is provided to you through PDF. So we'll just select the full text PDF and review it. Oh no, what happened here? Let me go back to our results. Let me just double check. Let's see that it clicks up. There we go. So sometimes if it looks a little funny to you, reload the article. That's just was a great example. I didn't want to edit that from my video. But if that happens again and you kept getting types of errors, contact our systems librarian, Jeff Donnelly, at extension 2429. Okay. If you're having computer issues and it's unrelatable to the library databases, locating stuff like that, then you would call IT or Information Technology department. But if it's something to do with the library and it's technology, then give him a call. So here we have the PDF of the particular article, and I want to actually quote it. Okay, so I'm going to page 404 to quote something very important in my particular. So I actually really like this particular statement. By 1977, Canada already had a fairly restrictive gun control law in place. That provides me a factual information in regards to a date and the country and what types of law was in place. And I'm going to add that to my paper. So how do I go about doing that? Well, we're going to go back to our Word, and we're going to do the example. So if I want to quote that, okay, what I would do is I would put in quotations, by 1977, Canada already had a fairly restrictive gun control law in place. Okay, quotes, period. And then I would put in quotations the author's last name. In this case, it's Hartnagel. So it's Hartnagel, and then comma, 2002, and then we would put colon, and then the pagination information, which was page 404. And then end it with that, and complete the sentence with a period. So that's how you would write it if you were quoting it in your paper. See how kind of easy that was for me to quickly type it? Again, after a few times of you doing this, you'll get the hang of it. And again, always reference to that Purdue OWL online APA method or the APA method actual book that we have in reference, or perhaps you might have purchased it for your other classes. So, Ms. Donnelly, I want to cite this in my Works Cited page. Well, here's a great example of how to properly cite an academic article. So we're going to do Hartnagel again. That's the last name of the author, comma T, and then we'll put in parentheses, 2002, the date, period, and then gun control in Alberta, explaining public attitudes concerning legislative change, period. Okay, so with APA citations for the Works Cited page, when you go over to your next line, you have to tab it once, okay? So then you'll have Canadian Journal of Criminology. comma, and then the volume, which is 44, the issue, which is 4, comma, and then the pagination, such as 403-423. So when we did the book, you actually italicized the title of the book. When you do an actual citation for a journal article, you actually italicize the journal. So again, this is an example of how to properly cite properly cite in your text a scholarly journal article, and then how to do it when you're citing it and in your Works Cited page. Alright, so here are two other examples. And finally, we're going to actually review on how to research a proper website online, and then how to cite it. That's probably one of the more difficult ones, okay? So we're going to just go to Google this afternoon, google.com, okay? And my topic is on human trafficking and prisons. So I'm just going to simply type in human trafficking and prisons in Google right here. And prisons. And then we're just going to do a search. And like with most, online, you usually have some ads over here on the right-hand side. The most popular articles or websites that are reviewed are usually the first 5 to 10. Okay? And you'll notice a lot of these end with .com. Okay? So right over here and right over here. Well, that stands for commercial, so I would be very hesitant in how you perceive and utilize that type of information on that website. If it has org, which is for organization, or perhaps gov, then those are a little bit more reputable. I would still be careful with the organizations, because some of them have skewed or particular types of views that might not be unbiased. So, okay, so we're going to scroll down, because there was actually an article on from New Jersey, from our congressman. So I'm going to locate that particular website. And it's right over here. Okay, commentary, human trafficking. Now I said .com, but when we go into it, it's actually going to lead us to somewhere. So what was happening was the website that I selected was actually an incorrect article. So again, it started with .com. You'll see it over here, right here. And this is not what I was looking for. So I had to go back and place my terms in quotations to let Google know I really want those particular terms together. So we have human trafficking in prisons. And when we go down, there's actually our congressman has written an article in regards to human trafficking in New Jersey. So we're going to select that one. Okay, and you'll notice that this is, it is a .gov. This is his legitimate website, and this is an article that he published in the Observer Tribune, which actually was that other website, but it just wasn't coming up for me. And this is by him. So this is actually the original article. So we have and this goes into some information that him as well as other politicians have reviewed and discussed. So this would be a pretty reputable type of information, because again, you clearly see who the author is, you clearly see where his viewpoint is, and that he's trying to educate us in the state and in the public. And then when you go down, it would actually inform you of where exactly he's located at. And then again on the top, when was it published, which was published fairly recent, and where. Okay, so I want to actually quote this particular one as well. And so I'm going to find that particular quote that I was interested in, which actually is the top one. So when you think of human trafficking, we don't think that it's actually, in our backyard. We don't think of New Jersey, but it's pretty, pretty highly going on in our state in particular areas, and the congressman actually goes into a little bit more details of why he was alarmed by this and what's being done and what's being looked at. You can read the article later, but we're going to actually just quote him right here. So we're going to go back to our Word document, and we're going to do an example of you quoting in text and then how it would look like a website in your particular paper. So in text, we will actually just simply write his last name, just like we would do when we are referencing to an author in a book or an author in a journal. For example, this is actually an article on his website. So we're going to type in his name. Make sure to get 2015 because it was actually he wrote it and published it just within 2 months ago. And then that he stated in his article, when you think of New Jersey, of human trafficking, sorry, you don't think of New Jersey. Quotes. Okay. So what this is stating is it's his the author's last name and then the date. Okay. And then how do you properly cite for a website in regards to criminal justice? Keep in mind, a lot of these websites, I'm going to return to that particular one. Sometimes we'll just have an organization. It won't have a particular author or a particular person associated with it, especially when it's, again, a government. So what you would do is the author would be noted as the agency or the organization. But in this case, actually, it is our congressman, and he actually did he did write this, so he is actually the author of this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to state specifically his specific background. So, oops, right here, his name is Congressman. You'll start with that. Oh no! No. Something I hit funny. Again, this is a new laptop, so I'm trying to get a little sensitive. So you were actually also going to, for the date, just take a look on a website. Where does it state the date? Excuse me. Sometimes it will state on the bottom or when it last was updated, but for this one, it actually, because it was an article, it actually states when it was published. So 2013, February 13th of 2015. You could also state the 19th when he probably published this on this website, but it was published publicly, so we'll go with the 13th. So you start with the year, and then you would state the month, and then the day, and then period. And then you would put in quotations what the title of the website or the article on the website. For this case, we actually have the article that is the main focal point of this website right here, and that's what we're going to use as our title. Now again, just like in the articles and the books, if you have a second line or more, you have to tab it. So, and was retrieved today. We retrieved this from this website today. So retrieved. And then where did we retrieve it from? We would take the, oops. Sorry about that. There's some mistakes in the sensitivity of this laptop. From, and then we'll make sure tab and get the articles. And you'll paste it. Again, if this is the situation, you tab it, and then this could be a little bit more sensitive. There we go. And so I don't know why this is, because it's probably cut off. So I would just undo it. And there we go. So that would be what your citation would look like for a website, in text and out of text. Okay, and this actually concludes our discussion about how to properly cite to try to avoid plagiarism when you're writing a paper, specifically, in criminal justice or in any of your courses. I have included now in your Angel course a assignment that we would like you to do. So you're going to locate, for the assignment, you're going to locate a topic, hopefully a topic in this particular class, or that is relevant to criminal justice that's of interest to you, and you're going to locate some materials, some research academic materials, and you're going to do examples of citations, and it will be graded. So again, you can review all this information, the other YouTube video by the other college, these two videos that kind of just gives you a quick overview about how to avoid plagiarism, specifically in criminal justice, and how to locate materials, and then finally the assignment. If you have any questions in regards to this or you need to contact me, here is my contact information. Oops. Okay. I do highly recommend, if you need to see me in person, make an appointment, because my schedule is always, a little different each day, and I would like to be able to devote some good time to your question and assist you. So once again, thanks so much for watching these videos. I look forward to assisting you. I hope these are extremely helpful in regards to not just this class, but your career here at Georgian Court. All right. Enjoy your assignment, and again, any questions, just let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.